All right, everybody, we're gonna make our spaceship show up on the screen. Amazing! It wouldn't be Asteroids if you didn't have that, right? So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, we're going to make the show function, and then we are going to make it appear. We're gonna get that show function to actually get called. And I have a spaceship picture. I probably should have taken it. On a picture with a camera. Maybe I'll pause the video and do that in a minute, but let's just get started. So our show function is the main event here, and we're going to get started with writing that. I'm going to make my spaceship a nice little triangle, and by the way, I'm going to make it pointing to the right. I've been doing a lot of things pointing to the right, and the reason is because 0 degrees in math, is pointing straight out, flat right out to the right. So I think that's a good place to put it. And if you are designing your spaceship, or if you have an image of a spaceship, if you want to download a picture of a spaceship, maybe like a nice transparent PNG, make sure you just rotate it so it's facing the right, or it's not going to fly in that direction. It's going to fly to the side or something weird. So there you go. That's the story. So I'll make my little pointy triangle. First off, number one thing to do is to make sure we translate there. Oh, actually, before we do that, we got to do a little push pop matrix. Push matrix, pop matrix. That way we're not sliding the entire game over. We're just going to temporarily slide the coordinate system over to the location we want to draw the spaceship. Push matrix sort of remembers the previous position of the coordinate systems, all the settings, and then pop will put it back. So we'll just temporarily mess around with that. So translate is going to be the next thing. So we're going to translate, which means slide the origin to wherever our spaceship is, which is going to be at location.x, location.y, right? That's just p vectors. And then we are going to draw our spaceship. I am going to put this as a separate function. I think it's great because you might want to add in more interesting details into this. Like maybe when you take damage, you want it to flash a few times, or you want a shield to come up, or you want the spaceship to change its image as you upgrade or something like that. So instead of like trying to fit like many lines of code between this and that and these details getting lost, I'm going to make a draw ship function. Now, its sole job is just to draw the spaceship, and I'm going to sandwich it in between all this matrix stuff, so that we in the show function we can kind of focus on that, and then in a separate function we can focus on the actual ship design. So I'm going to put in void draw ship. And then I am going to put a triangle of some kind in here. Let's get that picture ready to go. All right, here is my spaceship. So sophisticated. But please, I don't know, this spaceship's a triangle. What am I supposed to do? So here it is. So I've drawn it around 0, 0, right? There's my 0, 0. Remember, the y-axis is upside down in processing. And that's where I'm going to translate to, and that's kind of where I want the spaceship to rotate around, I guess. I'm not sure if this is going to be perfect or not, so I might make some changes, but it's a good start. So I've just kind of got my 3 points figured out for my triangle, and then I thought I'd put a little circle there for like, the cockpit or whatever, like where the pilot sits. I'm not too sure. It's going to be great. It's going to be a beautiful spaceship. So let's slide back over to processing and try to make this a reality. So my draw spaceship is just going to be the triangle stuff. I don't have to worry about the translate. I can just worry about my triangle. But I guess I should fill black. And I should probably have, I have words for this. Black. And I should probably have the stroke set up to be white. And I was going to do stroke weight. 2, I don't know. I don't have a good answer. I can always adjust these things later on. I mostly just want to be able to see the spaceship so I can get the mechanics for it working. I'll throw the triangle in now. So triangle, let's see if I can remember. So the top back corner of the spaceship was -10, -10. And then the bottom back corner is -10, +10. And then there was 30, 0 or something like that. what was my triangle. And then I was going to try and put in an ellipse or a circle. Would ellipse look cooler? Whatever. Who cares? I'll put a circle for now. Oof, I don't know if 15 comma 0 might look bad. I can always adjust it. Maybe make it 5 radius diameter actually. So maybe 10. Oof, who knows? Who knows? We'll just leave it like 5 and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I've sort of drawn a spaceship. We'll find out in a second. It's kind of locked into this push pop matrix and translate, so that it'll be in the right place. And as I change these values, it'll move around. So let's go and figure out how to make the spaceship actually show up now. So to do this, we have to instantiate a spaceship, which is just to say I have to create a copy of the spaceship class. That's exactly what we did with p-vectors, by the way. There's a p-vector class somewhere, and we want a p-vector. We instantiate one. So let's do the exact same thing. I'm going to make a place for game objects that are sort of in the game, I guess. So I'm going to make a spaceship, and I'm going to call it player 1. I don't necessarily intend to make a 2-player game, but I think that would be super fun, aka Space War. If you know the history of video games, if you don't, look up what Space War is. It's basically 2-player asteroids with a black hole pulling you in. It's so fun. But we'll start with a player 1, and we'll see where we go. So this makes a variable that is ready to point to a spaceship, but just like the p-vector, we still have to use the new keyword. So in setup, I'll go ahead and say player, there we go, 1 equals new spaceship. Spaceship. Oh, typing hard. So there we go. We got ourselves a spaceship now. This is actually the constructor we're calling, and it will create the spaceship, and we'll be able to refer to that spaceship with the word player 1. And then nothing actually happens yet. It doesn't show up until we tell it to show itself. So if I go to the game function, this is when the game is running. So let's throw in the spaceship. We'll say player 1 dot show so that it can show itself. So let's see, does it work or does it fail? Hopefully it works. I don't want to waste your time. So we'll click start, and oh, there's our spaceship. Not loving like the position of the canopy of the whatever it's called. So I'll probably move that back. But you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, I got a spaceship to show up. Whoop whoop! I'm so excited. We can fine tune it, with time. I might make it a bit wider too, that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna do a little spaceship designing, and then I'll come back and we'll take a look at spaceship controls, and we're gonna figure out how we can make the spaceship fly when we press the keys, and that's gonna be an exciting moment. All right, thanks everybody. I didn't stop it, did I? Try again.